Hey, what's up, y'all? Check. 1, 2. 1. All right. Just making sure audio is straight. I believe everything is straight. What's going on, y'all? It is Tuesday, and I'm going to do a quick one today just because Christmas is Friday. And I really just want to practice this eye because I was at the shop earlier and we have a guest artist there, and he was just trying to give me some tips on doing some realistic black and gray type stuff. So his suggestion was do some eyes and roses. So do a quick eye and see where that goes. What's up, y'all? How's everybody? I am going to zoom in just a little bit, maybe out a bit. So, I hope you guys can hear me. The toy drive went really, really well. When we dropped the toys off, we had a lot more than other people were bringing in, and so I was like, yo, we need a cart. And okay, cool. So we took the cart, and once we dropped one load off, he was like, oh, we thank you, appreciate it. And I was like, nah, man, we got some more. So yeah, it was really good. I want to thank you all for helping out, and all those that brought toys and all that good stuff. It was really a fun thing to do. So far, wait to hear what wild idea you have. Yeah, I'm working on it. So far, so good. Can't wait. Doing pandemic. Okay, yeah, man. Glad that drive went well. It did, man. I was really excited. Put some Wu-Tang on that thing. Word up. So yeah, I'm gonna do an eye, like I was saying, for practice, so I can get some, just some black and gray practice in for tattooing, and I do want to start doing some zombie stuff. So why are we listening? There we go. And I have a reference pulled up on the other side over there. It's just of a real eye that I grabbed off of Google. And I'm just kind of breaking it down in shapes again, right? So whenever you draw an eye, there should be the actual ball of the eye, even though you don't see all the ball, like the iris and all that stuff is what you'll see, but the ball is actually up here, and that's what creates your lids and how they fold over the actual eyeball itself. And a lot of people forget that. So we don't want to forget that part. And then the eyelid, there's a thickness to it, which is skin thickness, if you will. So when doing eyeballs, you want to keep all that in mind. Like it's almost like a little shelf that is kind of just sitting there. You can, the closer you get, you can start seeing all this stuff, but you can sit, it looks like you can sit something on part of the eyelid. Love your work. I know you can't pronounce my name. Call me Key. That's what's up. Love your work. I study. Oh, that's what's up, man. Appreciate it. Eyelids seem like they'd be really tough to draw because. Yeah, I mean, whether it's old people or young people, if you got a black eye, wide eyes, big eyes, squinty, it definitely varies. There's a lot of different type of eyes out there. When it comes to reflection on eye, do you methodically figure out? I typically don't guess, because it's usually a light source somewhere, right? Or the light source is reflecting from something. So whether it's like someone's looking out the window, you can put like the window thing there, like the panes and the glass and all that stuff, or whatever is being reflected. But I typically just do a light source shine and call it a day. And when I'm drawing like a really detailed eye, I guess, then whatever's in that reference I'm looking at, I usually don't draw eyes from memory, because you end up forgetting a lot of stuff. And so here, I think I got kind of the basic of what I'm looking at. We got the ball, the iris, the pupil, all that stuff. We got the start of some lids on this side here and under. A little corner of the eye here. And so now I'll just start blocking in some shadows and stuff. And still kind of light with my holding the pencil way here in the back. Just so I know not to go too hard just yet. I'm also looking at like the length of from the corner to this corner. And then I have an imaginary line in my brain that I'm looking at. And so for right now, it's just cut in half, right? So it's a T. And as I'm looking at the reference and in my drawing, I'm making sure stuff is lining up where it's supposed to. Like if something is on this side of the line versus that side, y'all can't see that, my bad. This is my imaginary line in my head. If I see the iris needs to be over this side of the line versus centered or that side, I just adjust here in my brain. I hope that makes sense. Without actually drawing that physical line, it's an imaginary line. You said you tagged me on some stuff on IG. I'll have to take a look again. I just get a ton of messages, man, all the time. And then we have some eyelashes that are cropping up here. Please make an announcement. It's coming. I have actually finally got pages going. I've scanned in a lot of pages that I've already done, some new pages. So I'm looking at maybe January-ish. It'll be a lot thicker, a lot more pages than the actual handbook, how to draw hands ebook that I made. So that's what's taking a little longer. I want to try and do a different format. I mean, it'll still be digital, but just something a little more cool to look at, because I think I want this to be like a physical copy too. Yeah, this second ebook is one. It's been a long time coming. People have been asking forever. And it's just taking a minute because I want this one to be just a little different. But it should be dope though. So here I'm kind of just I went in a little dark around this section here. I'm kind of just lightly scribbling in some shadows and stuff that are over here. Again, nothing heavy. I'm just blocking in, really, the different types of shadows and shapes that I see over there. Now I can come in a little dark because I'm pretty satisfied with what I got going on right now. So I can start going in dark just a little bit. I'm unreasonably excited about anatomy book. If you need help getting it printed, I'm happy. Oh, for sure, man. So I think also I want to see, I think it's like 30 pages. So I don't know, I guess, is it worth being printed? Like if 30 pages isn't enough, then, I need to figure out how many more pages I need to put in it. Because I was thinking maybe like a coffee book table or coffee table type of book thing or something. If I do get it printed, that's kind of what I was aiming towards. So when people did buy it, it'd be worth the actual cost of a hard cover or hard copy.
If the two of you got through 2020, you can get through anything. Shane Company's got the largest selection of unique engagement rings in every price range.
Okay, so here's something right here. As I'm doing this, I'm looking at the reference, and it looks like the eye is kind of like, I guess not a flat surface here, but it's flatter than the point that I have here. And so because I drew this so light over here, I don't really have to worry about erasing too much. And then I can just bend that around a little bit. So now I'm correcting, I guess, this mistake I made that I didn't see the first time. I just went for the classic, zoom out some. I just went for the classic, corner here, corner here. And as I look at my reference, I can see that it's not cornered. It's actually flat on this side, or rounded flat, if you will. And then the eyelids kind of come off of that. So by me not drawing so heavy on that side, I can just make these little adjustments. And then I can leave that there, shade that out with some different shadows or whatever. But now I'm more happy with what that looks like. And yeah, it looks like a real eye on that side, right? If it was pointed like that, it wouldn't look like the reference. You can do a print on demand, so that way you don't have to do a print run. But yeah, I know of options that can be as slim as a comic book size. Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be that'd be great, man. I definitely, next time you're at the shop, we can talk more about it. But it sounds like a plan to me. What up, Artist King? So yeah, I will get the rest of those pages, get the rest of them going, really, and finished up. I was supposed to have that other ebook out so long ago. Sheesh. But here again, I'm just kind of blocking stuff. I'm gonna zoom back in. Just kind of blocking shapes in, not going too dark, not going too heavy. Really just light enough so I guess I can see what's going on. I know it might be washed out a little bit on a stream here, but trust me, there's stuff happening here that I'm just kind of through, I guess, if that's the right term I'm looking for. And we can move the eyelashes over just a little bit. To make them actually come out of the edge of the lids here. we got an eye starting to happen here. And again, I do a lot of sketchy lines. And so what I see a lot of people doing when they are drawing is they'll start drawing and they'll do sketch lines like that. I don't recommend that. It's usually like beginner drawers or beginning artists and people that don't draw a lot. This tends to make your pictures pretty static, if you will, and stiff. When I say I do a lot of sketchy lines, I'm doing like some long strokes, of sketchy lines, and there'll be a lot in there. But after I've done a lot of those, I start to see that one line that I want to use, if you will. So I know there's a shadow here, and there's some shadow from the eyeball pushing the eyelid back. And so this line is the one I want. Even though I've sketched a bunch of lines around here, I finally start seeing that one line that I want. And that's that one right there. And it's the same for all this stuff. So, I drew a circle, and I drew a circle a lot, right? So I kept going around and around. You didn't see me sketching, like a circle like that. My strokes are deliberate, and there's a lot of them. And then I start seeing that one circle, that one line that I want within that circle. That's actually a pretty good circle without using a compass. But then I have all these other little sketchy lines around there. I'm not too concerned with that because, you have that black line around the pupil. So I know that'll go away. And then the iris in here and all that stuff. Or I got them reversed. I don't know, but I use a lot of lines. I don't sketch out little lines like that to make a shape. It's long strokes of lines that I use. And so now I want to make sure. So since I got all this happening right here, now I can use this circle and go straight up and see what's up here that I need to draw. Like, so looking at the reference, there's an eyelash and it's kind of slightly over this way. So, and it goes up to that crease in the eyelid. So, I'll just put a nice little eyelash right there. There's one kind of over here. So now I got this reflection happening right here, and I'll look up again, seeing where these eyelashes fall in place from this reflection. And as I'm looking, there's two big ones, so I'll put one here and one here, and they're not touching that lid. So this one here is touching, these two are not touching. And now these other ones are just, your eyelashes tend to grow fuller as they get to this side. The rest of these eyelashes are really big over here. And so now we got some eyelashes happening. And because I kind of like what's happening here, I'm gonna just go on and start darkening some of this stuff in. And now the question is, how far and how much detail do I want to, is it that I want to do? Because I'm looking at this eye as the reference. And this part here where all the, I forgot what those things are called. It looks like, it actually looks like a planet to me. Eyes always have looked like a miniature planet, because there's all kind of craters and holes and stuff, once you really get that eye blown up and magnified, which is, to me, just pretty dope. Especially like animals' eyes, like cat eyes and lizards and all that stuff. I mean, there's so much detail in the eye. And then it like concaves inside here a little bit, and I mean, there's just some wicked stuff happening with the eyeball. And because I like detail, I mean, I'll probably do a lot of this stuff. Because detail is always cool to look at. So, do y'all have any plans or going anywhere for Christmas? You staying home? I've had some friends who've already gone home. They've actually jumped on a plane and headed home. I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying here. I will probably over at my girlfriend's parents' house for a hot minute, and then just come on back to the house. Nope, staying the fuck home. That's what I'm talking about. I honestly prefer to stay home myself, so. Oh man, David, that damn salad you had posted that you had made, I was like, man, I need to hop in the car and head over there and get a bowl. It looked really good, man. I may have to get some lessons from you or something, bro. I gotta play some Cyberpunk 2077. I have been really tempted to reactivate my World of Warcraft account. I don't know what I'm hesitant for. I think one, because it's a time sink, and at some point there was just a lot of things I wanted to get done, so I had deactivated the account for a while, but I just been really thinking about going back in, because when I play, I usually play a rogue, and I PvP a lot. So I'm not a raider or a dungeon crawler type of person, although I do that as well, but more of a PvP person. So I'll spend literally hours, almost days at some point, just going into battlegrounds and sapping the shit out of people with my rogue and pissing them off. There'll be just times when I don't even want to fight. I just want to sap people, and then just run away. I think that's why people hate rogues in general, but working through the latest expansion right now. It's okay. It'll be something good to help me unplug. Oh, you play WoW? Latest expansion, well designed, terribly written. Oh man, I didn't know y'all played World of Warcraft, bruh. As soon as I get through with this live stream, I'm gonna log in. I'm gonna go buy me a time card off of Amazon. What server y'all on? I feel some type of way that y'all ain't tell me y'all played World of Warcraft though, for real. I would have been got back on. But right now I'm kind of just, again, messing around with these shapes. If you can look in here, I'm trying to zoom in a little more. I'm literally just scribbling shapes, right? No rhyme or reason. As far as like the now there is a rhyme or reason. Let me take that back. I am, when I say no rhyme or reason, as far as how I'm putting down the actual shading and all that stuff. Whether it's circular motions, cross hatching, just long as I'm getting some shade here, no shade, shade up here, no shade here. And then I'm just kind of also looking at the, those, they're not veins. Again, I don't know what they're called, but the little lines and all that stuff in your eye, I'm trying to make sure it has a little roundness to it or a curve. So it's just not straight. Because like I said, you have your iris here, and then it looks like stuff, those lines go inside here, or whatever is happening here. And then if there's some place that's a little darker, I'll just put a little more weight on the pencil and kind of make it darker. I do from time to time. We dip in and out of it. I think we're on Windrunner right now. I don't do a supercell sign up, so all the new quests, then I let it. Yeah. I think that's how I play too. I hadn't got the new expansion, so I'll probably just grab that while I'm getting a time card as well, just so I can see what's happening. I know the last time I played, I was trying to get, there was a new type of character. It was like a little fox or something. I was trying to get that thing, but man, it was just taking forever for me to grind out that reputation for that faction. So And I've heard other people say the new expansion, it was pretty cool. And just to move on, I probably won't do all that detail in there because I want to at least get most of this eye here. That's what I'm doing right now. I bought the expansion with the 30-day time card and see how I feel when it. Yep. Yeah, I don't want to be fully committed for 6 months or a year, and then I'm just like, I'm tired of it right now. But then I still got time to play it. Yes, YouTube, I'm still listening.
This is Coach Dave Lonsdale. Watch Eagles versus Cowboys Sunday on Fox with YouTube TV.
If I'm still playing, I'll get a membership again. True that, true that. Ooh, so anybody see the Saturn thing in Jupiter yesterday? So we went up to the top of our parking deck and we think we seen it. I think what I thought was cool was that even though they look like little stars up there, I guess for me, just knowing that they were planets was actually pretty cool. So I did see some some people, I think Georgia Tech had like a telescope looking at it and you can, I guess, make out the rings or something. Then all the memes were black people were supposed to get superpowers, which was funny to me. I ain't get no goddamn superpowers, but I just thought it was really cool that you can see planets with, I guess, ultimately would be like with the naked eye. And I guess that would just, for me, I think just knowing how massive those planets are, if I'm, what is it, to get to Mars, it takes like years to get out there. So if you see Jupiter and Saturn, like that stuff is just way out there. So hey Rogue, can you do some art commission work for me? Yeah, man, depends on what it is. Email me at this email. I'm gonna type it up here real quick. The biggest downside of living in town is the light pollution does a number on how many stars you can see. I 100% forgot about it. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, again, they look like stars, so it wasn't like with the naked eye you see like the rings or anything. But I think just knowing that those were planets up there was the cool part for me. I wonder if the little people on Jupiter were looking at us like, oh, there's Earth. Look at Earth lining up with the planets. No doubt. Hey, what you trying to get done, Kevin? I know I said to email me too, but just like a brief description of what you were trying to get done. And so right now I'm just adding some shadow around that reflection again to make it really pop, like it's kind of sitting on top of the eye, the eyeball. It also helps with giving it a wet look, if you will, because your eyeball is obviously moist. And then down here, it's a little, you can see there's some white happening right here too. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Oops. My bad, y'all. And like I said at the beginning of this, the purpose of me actually doing this eyeball is I wanted the guys at the shop, we got a guest artist, and he was saying, just practice some eyes and roses and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. So now what I'm thinking about as I am doing this shading here is, one, what needles I'm going to be using to create this fade. How much pressure, what type of wash I'm going to use. So for black and gray, when I do fades and all that, so I'll have like a full black, a 15 drop, 10, and it just gets lighter and lighter, right? In their little cups. And how I get from this black, pure black, I add water to these to tone it down. And so with this, I'm thinking, I'll start with like maybe a 1 or 3 drop and just get all of that, get the skin open, if you will, let the pores open. And then I'll come in with like a 10 or 15 and then start fading out like that. And so now that the ink kind of just flows in there. And that's kind of what I'm thinking about, as I'm drawing this eyeball. And so here you can kind of see I left, there we go. I left this little bit of white here and kind of made this a little dark down here, made this a little dark, faded it out some. Like I said, I left this open. I can probably erase that, which I probably won't. I'll just leave it there. And then we got this white section here happening. There's actually some little very white spots up here. And looking at my reference, that's about all that's white. But leaving that white like that, it sells like the eyeball is wet. And then so with this whole section here, this is black up here too. Because eyes are colors, some people have brown eyes, green, blue, hazel. Since I'm not going to go too much further in detail with the eye, I mean, I can at some later point, but to make it seem like there's some color, I'll just go over real lightly over the whole thing. I mean, really light. So there, it automatically added color to the eye. And since I went that way, I'll turn a little bit and then I'll go this way over the whole thing again. All the shading I've done, everything, I go over the whole part here. And then that's me just making it appear that there's some color happening, that it's not white like this, that there's some color. If I want to go darker, I'll press down a little harder. And each time you don't have to, but I typically go in different directions. And then I can go in here and just make this a little darker, because I still want this to stand out. And so now there's some color happening. Starting a custom cable company. Now, when you say cable, is it Ethernet cables? Cable like you watch TV cable? What type of cable company? And right now I'm kind of just filling in. It's pretty dense up here as far as the eyelashes, so I can get away with kind of just filling in, like literally just coloring in a bunch of space. But then as I get down here, you have to draw each individual lash, and it's so time consuming. That's why I typically don't do realistic eyes. I typically do the classic person looking out that way. Almost like a anime type thing, but I'll hint that there's eyelashes out there by doing some little cuts and all that stuff like that. Let me zoom in, my bad. And then add a little bit down there. So that's typically what I'll do with eyes. It'll never, I rarely will do that type of individual lash. And honestly, the reason I don't do that is because I get bored. This is boring work to me. Like, I'd rather do this type of stuff and shade and shadows and all that stuff. That's why when I draw hair, it's usually either not there or very simplified to something that will be easy for me to do. Computer cables, different styles and colors for keyboards. Oh, okay, cool. That's what's up, man. Oh, speaking of anime, I've been reading the manga version of Akira, and I've been really appreciating the black and white art after talking. Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I think I stopped at book 3 or 2. I've been reading Vagabond, and that's actually a really good book, a good series. I would highly suggest grabbing that at some point. And I will do the same with Akira. Because, I mean, Akira is that classic anime. I was tattooing somebody not too long ago, and we were talking about anime and stuff like that. And they were a younger person, and it was like, yeah, because here's something. I've never seen a full episode of like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto, and they were just taken aback. Oh my God, you hadn't watched any of those? I was like, and so I started mentioning comic books that or anime that I've watched, and the first one I always tell people that really sucked me in was Ninja Scroll, and they hadn't heard of that at all, and I was like, oh, well then you really don't know anime then, do you? And then I mentioned Fist of the North Star, and they didn't know that one either, and I was like, oh well, there's no need in talking to you anymore. I didn't say that, but that's kind of what I felt like. Fist of the North Star and Ninja Scroll were probably my openers to anime. And this was when I was in high school, so that was many, many moons ago. Hell, Speed Racer, for all that, was anime. And I was just like, man, those were classic animes, and you ain't heard of that stuff. I just feel like you can't come at me any whole type of way because I ain't seen Naruto or Dragon Ball Z. Man, I haven't watched Ninja Scroll or Fist of the North Star, and I know got all those. That's what's up, man. That they know Legend of the Overfiend. Yeah, that's a classic joint too. I'm trying to think of some other old animes that I actually watched when I was growing up. Robotech. I used to love Robotech. And the Zentradi, the giant people out there in space. I remember I used to run home once I got out of school, ran off the bus, run home to go watch that TV show. The classic Rick Hunter, and I can't remember the girl's name that he liked, but that was my shit right there, man. Robotech. Glad to see this stream. yeah, man, that's what it's about. Just keep practicing, and keep practicing. I thought I had my Robotech books over there. They may be packed away. Yeah, I think they're packed away. I have these, they're like role-playing games. I guess it's like almost like a D&D type of thing. But I had got those books, oh sheesh, had to be like the mid 80s. And I still have those books. The covers are almost falling off because I guess the glue is so. But man, I wouldn't trade those books for $1 million. Well, I take that back. I will probably trade it for $1 million, but I just said that so y'all would know how serious them books is to me. And then I think brow kind of comes out like that. And we have a swooping motion here with her eyelashes. And these things are just going all which way too. Again, this is another reason I don't draw like real stuff like this. I mean, there's so many eyelashes or so many strands of hair that make up the actual eyebrows. Just geez Louise. The first anime I wound up liking Legend of Lodos War. I never heard of that one. Robotech RPG. Yeah, Eddie. Once I get through, I'm gonna look for those books, man, and I'll take some pictures so you can take a look at them. I've had those books. Like I said, it had to be early mid 80s, and I found those at this old comic book store in our neighborhood many moons ago. And they were just sitting there. I was like, oh, I didn't get it to play it. I got it to draw them. But yeah, it has like armor rating and hit rating and all that stuff on there, which is pretty cool. like I said, with the eye, I mean, there's so much detail. I can probably spend maybe another hour, hour and a half just adding more of these just little divots and all that stuff. I need to figure out what the name of those things are. Again, I'm just boxing in shadows by lightly just blending over, cross hatching, doing circular motions. Nothing major here. It's just building up layers really to become smooth blends. And I think that's it, man. So I think more today was just me, again, and I do it all the time, but he had just mentioned doing an eye, so I felt like doing an eye. I had the Ninja Turtles game. Oh yeah, Art News Bookstore. Yeah, it was just good stuff, man. I had Ninja Turtles game by the same company, old school, original. Yeah. I always liked those books that had the good art, good black and white art too, like line work. It was just good stuff. What's happening here? Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it for today, y'all. Tomorrow. So this Friday is Christmas, and then yeah, I think I'll do next week. I think I'm going to start doing. So Ryan, a few of y'all know Ryan, but he's the shop owner, and he's been doing a comic, starting a comic book and comic book company and all that stuff. And he wants me to do a cover for the first issue. So I think I'll start doing that next week. That may take a few weeks to get done. If I just do it on the Tuesday live stream, it'll take a few streams to get that done. So I may just do that and show like a start to finish type of thing. But yeah, man, that's it. I appreciate y'all for hanging out, and y'all have a really good Christmas. Enjoy the time off, family, friends, all that stuff. A friend of mine let me borrow his drone, so I think I'm going to be doing some drone stuff at some point. Yes, that's what I'll be doing. And I'll be hanging out, you know, washing my hands, staying safe, trying to stay away from people. Well, that's it. Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for the support all the time. And I will see you guys next week. Next week. Next week.